Hey, what's happening everyone? Journeyman here and welcome back to another Football Manager 2018 simulation video. This one is going to focus on 25 years into the future of Football Manager 2018. So, in today's video, as I mentioned, we're going to look through a couple of different leagues. Premier League first and foremost. As you can see on the screen, the biggest surprise of them all so far in this simulation series. Sunderland are now champions of the Premier League. Yep, that's correct. Sunderland, the team that can barely win a game at home, are now champions of the Premier League. So congratulations to them. They've won their 7th top division title. If you take a look at their first team squad, they've got some fantastic individual pieces of talents. All these obviously are regens now. There's no one in the game left. I don't believe that there was a real player at any point. Then we have this guy named Bassan, striker, super well-rounded, got 27 goals for them this season. This is a very good talent though. Juan Manuel Farre, I think it is his name. Very creative player. 22 assists this season. This guy is unbelievable. 5'9", strength 15, world-class midfielder. Just, all good things indeed. Then we have English guy Tony Lee, representing England here. Got 4 caps, 1 goal for him. 24 years old, £69 million. Very well-rounded striker. Good player to have. Let's go back to the Premier League and take a look at the past winners over the last 25 years. So yeah, obviously for the majority of the time it was Man United, Chelsea, Man City winning it briefly in 22-23, Man City again 20-31-32. Then we won the Man United 4 times in a row. Then Man City won it in 20-38-39, and then Arsenal winning the championship in 20-39-40. Last time Arsenal won the league obviously was 2003-2004. So yeah, that's a long time. So how much? 36 years, Arsenal fans? You're only going to wait 36 years for the next title, according to Football Manager. And then Sunderland obviously won it in 2041-42 most recently. Let's take a look at the championship next. So Middlesbrough were promoted back into the big time. Take a look at the rest of the league table. Any surprise teams in there? Not particularly. You could argue that Wickham being in there, competing well, is a little bit of a surprise. Villa have turned into a mid-table championship side. Also in there, Blackburn got relegated back into League One. Take a look quickly at the past winners, see if we've got any unusual names in there. Alright, so not particularly. All of them kind of teams that you expect to go up and down between the leagues. Again, it's kind of that mid-tier, between the Championship and Premier League, just those kind of like same group of teams. Nothing really too surprising. Sheffield Wednesday have definitely been a yo-yo team, as you can see. Won the championship a couple more times, and they keep getting relegated from the Premier League next season, so they just can't seem to compete in the Premier League. How did they do this season, actually, out of interest? I think, were they in the championship again this season? Yeah, they're in the championship, and they won the championship this year, so they go back up to the Premier League. So they're a bit of a yo-yo team. Let's go to League One now. Let's see. So Sheffield United are back into the Championship, beat Chesterfield in the playoffs. League table, Notts County won the league by 2 points over Millwall. Any surprise names in there? Birmingham City are now turned into a mid-table League One side. Let's see. Aldershot doing pretty well in there. 12th, QPR mid-table. Bolton mid-table team. Wigan is still a mid-table team in League One. That's Lincoln, Exeter. There's a couple of surprise names in there. Cov City haven't gone back into the Championship quite yet. Let's go check out League Two. Mansfield were promoted into League One. Any surprise names in here? Let's see. Yeah, Bellarique. That's a team that obviously we know about. We talked about in the last video with a billionaire back owner. They've gone into a decent league team now. Obviously, they were League One, I believe, and they almost got promoted into Championship after being promoted from Vanarama National League to League One season, and a couple seasons later they're still growing, and then they went for a little bit of a slump, as you can see. So that's a bit of a surprise in there. Gainsborough Trinity just got relegated back into the Vanarama National League. Let me see who else. Any other surprise names in there? Any other big clubs? Doesn't particularly look like it. Let's go check out the Vanarama National League, just out of interest. Walsall have just been promoted back into the Football League. They beat out Dulwich Hamlets. Crawley got promoted, went through champions. Any big clubs in here? that we can speak of? It doesn't look like it. No, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look any surprise teams in there. Check out the Vanarama North. Brackley were promoted. Kidderminster's the top. Any big clubs in there? Macclesfield, you could probably argue, is a pretty big club at this level. Carlisle United, obviously they're a pretty big club. Barrow, and that's an interesting story because I remember in the last simulation they got promoted all the way into the championship, and then all of a sudden I guess the wheels just fell off and they just went from back to back to back relegation. Got promoted briefly back to Vanarama National League, and now they've gone all the way down now into the unplayable reaches of the footballing world. I don't know what's happened here. That must have been a pretty fascinating story to see what happened to them. Let's go ahead and check out the Vanarama South. And Charlton promoted, so that was obviously the biggest club down there. Surprisingly, Charlton got relegated. When did they get relegated? So, I started to save, obviously, as we know, they were a League One side. They got relegated 21-22 season, kind of hung around League Two at the bottom of League Two for a while, got relegated, spent one season around on the National League, then got relegated, and then they've pretty much been at this level now for quite some time. Almost 10 years they've been at this level, and they're still a professional club. That's actually kind of surprising. All right, so that's going to complete England. You know what we could do though, quick, is go check out the English national team. And they're managed by Chris Willock. Chris Willock, not really familiar with you as an individual player. Played for Palace, I guess, ended his career. West Ham, Malaga, Leverkusen for a short time. Benfica, obviously, was an Arsenal talent. Played for Benfica, signed for them a free transfer. And he racked up some pretty decent stats there. 39.65 million transfer fees, so he obviously wasn't a bad player. They're currently 6th in the world ranking. Spain are top, Switzerland, Colombia 3rd and 4th respectively. Germany has slipped to 5th. Mexico, any other surprise names in here? Maybe Congo at 15. Japan 21st. Anyone that's really kind of fell off the face here? Republic of Ireland down a lot, 39th now. Norway 53rd, Nigeria 52nd. I mean, Egypt are really pushing on now, 35th in the rankings. Iran at 23rd. Yeah, so that's that's interesting. Spain are top of the world right now, as you can see. I think the World Cup is actually going on right now. I think the World Cup's going on. England are obviously there, and they got drawn in the group with. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Where was it? England. Where are England? Let me see. 1 second. Here we go. Group E with Argentina, Belgium, and Congo. That's a really, really tough group for England. That could possibly be the group of death. All right, so let's go check out La Liga. Now, I did get the notification that Zinedine Zidane has just retired as manager of Real Madrid after all this time. So yeah, he obviously manager of Real Madrid for quite a number of years. Spanish First Division holders are Barcelona. As soon as this loads, it's going to crash. Nope, it's not. Okay, cool. So overview. Let's do. Yep, here we go. So Barcelona were crowned champions from Real Madrid. We can pretty much. I mean, it's pretty predictable what's going to happen here. I think that it's just going to be Barcelona, Real Madrid. A couple of years, Villarreal did break up the monotony. They've turned into the 3rd team in Spain by the look of things. Not sure how Atletico Madrid are doing. The 5th, Valencia 4th. So nothing has changed too dramatically in the Liga. Let's check out Syria. Serie A. Obviously, Juventus were dominating very, very strongly in the early parts of the simulation. AC Milan broke up a couple of times, but Napoli has pretty much been the team in Italy right now. They've won it, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years in a row they are champions of Serie A. As you can see, they've obviously got a very, very talented squad, and looking at things, looks like they're making it look easy out there. They won this time by 5 points ahead of AC Milan. Juventus have slipped now to 4th, quite some way off the pace. Roma in there. No other surprises really. Lazio slipped down 14th now. Let's go take a look at the Bundesliga. I forget it's not the Bundesliga. Bundesliga next season though. I'm excited to see the rights finally given from the German league. So Bayern, obviously champions. It's pretty much been Bayern Munich as far as I understand. Oh no, it's actually been a few different teams recently. Bayern dominated the early portion. Dortmund started to take over a little bit. Red Bull Leipzig have been in and about. Yeah, I mean, obviously, actually, it's been pretty interesting league. Different kind of winners every year. Definitely more interesting than the Spanish league, tell you that much. Any other surprises in there? I mean, any big clubs left the German from First League? I don't actually load the second division up, so I can't actually really find out. But yeah, that's what else could we check on? Let's check on the Champions League, or the Champions Cup, as it's known as. Holders are currently PSG. Let's go take a look at the past winners. There's been pretty good competition, I suppose. Looks like a different winner almost every single year. Man City won it 4-5 times during the simulation. Man United have won it 5 times in the simulation. PSG looks like they're doing really well. They won it 6 times in the simulation. Barcelona twice by the look of it. Bayern just the once. Chelsea just the once, I think. So yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty interesting Champions League run, a simulation. Let's go check out the Europa League real quick. Euro Cup, I think it's... Man, I just wish I'd get the license. But I mean, I could just go in and change it myself, which I might do at some point, to be honest with you. Anyway, this is the Europa League, in case you guys want to check it out. Obviously, a lot of different clubs. Sunderland win it in 2038-39. Liverpool in there a couple times. 3-4. Stoke win it a couple times. They turned into a pretty big club in England for a little bit. While they're now 11th in the Premier League. They're not as big as they were, because at one point, as you can see, they were hanging around the top of the table, and obviously winning the Europa League a couple times. They're the most expensive player in the world at one point as well. Actually got relegated, believe it or not, relegated, and then they got promoted straight away. So a bit of a free fall for them, but they're back in the Premier League now. Let's go check out, what should we check out next? Not sure. Let's go check out the top players in the world. Cancel that. Let's do it by value. The most expensive player in the world apparently is Manu Cunza. I think you pronounce his name. Spanish left winger. This is what this guy looks like. Again, these are all fake players. Then there's Felipe Luque, £79 million rated striker. Yeah, this guy looks very, very good. Peter Fritsch from Red Bull Leipzig, attacking midfielder. Obviously superb. Besson, we talked about earlier. Heiko Baud, PSG right winger. Then we have Feti. Who's the most expensive English player? Just out of English, Owen Cole. That is the quintessential English name. Owen Cole for footballer. Liverpool player. Striker, 39 goals and 56 caps for him. Very well rounded. Really, really good player. Obviously, to put 27 goals this season in all competitions. Used to play for Brighton for a little bit as well. Yeah, Brighton for 2 seasons, and he started banging him for fun, came back to Liverpool, and he's starting to get regular first-team football. Then we have Kevin Wilkinson for Arsenal. Yep, take a look. English person, does play for Arsenal. Striker. Yeah, it looks all right. 15 goals, not a great return this year. Right at 72 million. I mean, the wages seems to have gone through the roof. Check out the wages. There are a lot of players in the 400s now, so obviously wages have gone up in the footballing world. 300,000, 275,000. I mean, the wage looks like wages have gone absolutely through the roof here. Obviously going to make it difficult for smaller clubs to really grow and develop, because there's no way. Like Dan Westy, he's 33 years old, he's on £450,000 a week. I mean, there's no way a smaller club like Southampton, Stokes, the Evertons, those kind of clubs are going to be able to afford that kind of talent to make the jump to the next step. But I mean, congratulations to Sunderland, they did it this year, so good for them. Alright, so that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. Again, it's just a quick simulation video, show what's going to look like, what the football world's going to look like 25 years into the future using Football Manager 2018. What I'd like to do is do one more of these videos, and that'd be 50 years into the future Football Manager 2018. And from there, I may actually do just a fun little save, maybe see if there's another club that's kind of fell off the chart, like a Charlton situation, and try and get them back to where they are today. So anyway, hope you guys did enjoy this simulation video. If you did, remember to hit a like on the video, and if you want to see more videos by me in the future, please hit subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.